Hey, Blue Fleet, how are we doing? Hades, you jump scared me with that. I was setting up some stuff in the background, and then my headphones just shout objection. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Oh, wait, hang on. It was Goddo objection as well, which was very funny. Okay. So, we're carrying on with Ace Attorney Investigations today. Ara cannot join us today. Ara is off doing some RL stuff, so I regret nothing. Yeah, there's a Goddo objection, yeah. So the objections that we have loaded into TITS are Phoenix, Edgeworth, Von Karma, I think it's Mia, and then Goddo. I didn't put Francisca's in there because it was, for some reason, really quiet compared to the rest of them, and I can't boost it up any further. I've tried boosting it up in Audacity, but it's like it when it goes into TITS, it quietens right down, which is kind of a pain. But yeah, let's get loaded in. So we are on this one. Yes, this looks right. Okay. Oh, something funny as well, just while Von Karma's here. Earlier on, just to make sure that I was getting the voice about right, I had to listen back to my old VODs from last year of Ace Attorney, and yeah, the Von Karma voice has not changed. Which is very funny to me, because I haven't actually listened to that content in... well, since we did it. I haven't voiced Von Karma in over a year. And it's like, oh, I actually got it right. Woohoo! Okay. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Kodopian Embassy staff member's murder?
Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut.
I suppose it can't be helped.
The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while.
Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Kodopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell?
What an outrageous circus it's all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivety.
An outrageous circus, right, sir?
I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it.
Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation.
Whatever for?
I know that there was already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, not just to clown the entire circus. The beloved meme has come back to us. You love to see it. You love to see it. Just bring my camera down slightly. There we go, that's better. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt.
The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person has no right to claim such a thing as perfection.
Hey, Shadnord, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations. How you doing?
Papa? Who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish.
Oh, thank you. You enjoyed the voice acting. Excellent. We love to hear it. Francisca is a very hard character to voice act when she's young. She's 13 in this case. So, she's got a much higher pitch voice than 18-year-old Francisca had. It's quite a challenge to keep it going. I noticed my eye tracking is a bit funky. Give me just a second. I'm just going to recalibrate my camera. Just bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. That should be better. Sometimes you have to recalibrate the camera on VTube Studio just to make sure it's all... Do I have horns? No, these are Cerata. These are poisonous little spikies, probably the easiest way to describe them, that carry jellyfish venom from the jellyfish I have eaten. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Extremely poisonous sea slugs. That's me. I'm a very, very, very poisonous sea slug. If anyone tries to eat me, I sting them. Bah, 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 bah. Oh, yes. Then you're allowing us to continue.
In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Papa.
Francisca, thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you failed the investigation from here, Mouse Edgeworth.
I know I don't have enough information yet. Rest in peace, anyone who hugs me, yeah. It makes things very interesting with the wife, let me tell you that. Oh, my model's cute. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm the smallest little guy. I'm a little 1-inch sea slug whose VTuber happens to be 6'3" tall, which is my IRL height. Okay. Francisca is now following us around. We're babysitting a child! Hooray! We have responsibility. Papa's left us babysitting sister. Okay. You can't catch me, Francisca. No, you can't catch me. You can't catch me. No, 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 no. 6'3", yeah, I'm 6'3" in real life. Sadly, that does not absolve me of my greatest crime, being British. No, it does not. Okay, that's enough running around. Yeah, I'm 6'3". People commented on it at VTuber Expo when I went there. They're like, "Oh my god, we didn't expect you to be like a giant." And I was like, "I've told you guys I'm 6'3". It's like, "Well, yeah, but like physically in real life, I'm pretty big. Like I'm 6'3", and I'm about 120 kilograms, and that's just like because I work out. My model does not reflect IRL me. My model is very twink. IRL me is not. I'm more of a bear. Okay. Let's speak to some of these guys, shall we? Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job?
Looks like we had no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. What's the matter, officer?
I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to get to the bathroom.
Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it?
No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm going to hold it.
Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the Force after all. You know what? Like, that reminds me of when I went to see the second Lord of the Rings film. Because, like, I was really stupid about that. So, I went into the cinema, and I took in with me a plate of nachos and a big drink. And I polished the drink off probably about 30 minutes into the film. And then after another 30 minutes, I needed to wee. And I was like, but what happens if I miss something important happening? What happens if I, miss some crucial part of the story that means that the rest of the film won't make sense? And I held it. And I held it. And by the time I got out of the cinema at the end of the film, I was doubled over in agony, almost on the cusp of a urine infection. It was fucking awful. Make sure you don't do that, guys. Because it was very silly of me to do that. Okay.
I can't stop the water, sir.
It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much.
Bunch of fools who pretended not to see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool.
Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand?
Huh. As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzle later.
She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. Wow, this thing's so incredibly detailed. Me and a modelling fanboy's impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model.
I simply cannot comprehend how some man can feel so much love for such a trifle.
Oh, I see.
You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things.
Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. Yeah, it's kind of like worrying that Francisca apparently was doing the whipping thing, like, from being a small child. Like, she's very aristocrat-coded, isn't she? Okay.
Wasn't me, I tell ya. Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I understand, so let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. Okay. So I think we need to speak to Callisto, then? Miss you.
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth, and who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You shall be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Karm, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural I didn't know who you are.
Why are you whipping me?
Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you.
Look at your eyebrows scrunching lines on your forehead. And that... to ask of you.
She's kind of an asshole, isn't she? What exactly is so funny?
Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently they failed to teach you proper behaviour at a crime scene in law school.
I feel much better now. So, what is it you wanted to talk about?
I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder.
We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself.
You were with Detective Bad. Why?
We had a little something to discuss, that's all.
Interesting. Why is she speaking to Detective Bad, I wonder? I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Macrell. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct?
Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. L all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. L was not the Yatagarasu. He just made that up.
He made it up?
Mr. L's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right.
I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are not much for us von Karmers. I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright?
The dramatic irony is something, yeah. And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. O was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Okay? That last bit was kind of unexpected. We didn't go quite where I thought we were going to with that. Okay. Time of the murder. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad.
But don't your lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked.
And what did you talk with Detective Bad about?
Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, then I insulted him some more.
Bloody, when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway of lobby number 2.
I see. Interesting. So I take it that you're acquaintances with Detective Bad.
Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KGA incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? How's Edgeworth? I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to your Miss You? The victim in that case, CCU, was my little sister. You're making that super serious face again? I'm fine, really. I'm just making a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday. I'd say they're not just about every single time the Yatagrasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he's in charge of the Yatagrasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagrasu in more detail. Okay. Miss Yu. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yasugarasu. The Yasugarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yasugarasu isn't some pesky thief out for money, you know. Huh. Alright then, perhaps the Yasugarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Ugh. Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by— Oh! There! I chose carefully. Just like you wanted. That was hilarious, little Missy. Huh, of course it was. It's just Edgeworth torture hours at this point. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And, so in the end, what is the Yasugarasu? I have to say, I'd never even heard of this thief while I was in Germany. The Yasugarasu does information, namely digging up dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yasugarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Huh, vigilante or not, this person sounds just like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. That's so silly. Why is that funny? I'm sorry, but that's very funny for some reason. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. You feel like you would have the most monotone voice? The most monotone voice I gave was to Brain-chan from the third Ace Attorney game. Wow, has it been that long since we saw Brain-chan, our beloved? Damn, I miss her. Ah! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective, I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there'll be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so, even if you not requested me to, detective. Okay. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier around 3:20 from Detective Bad Pal. Today's trial took a real crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Okay. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he's mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department.
By the time I got down to criminal affairs, I was really, really late. That's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always find out going to my old classroom.
How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere schoolchild. Poor Gumshoe. Poor Gummers. No. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. He's not having a good time here. He's trying to hide something from us.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Ah! Wait! You can't do that!
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, me handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Badge, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah! Hands off, pal.
Just show it to us already.
Ow! Annual bonus check within $5 total. Except there's no check inside. Wait, hang on. That's horrible! His annual bonus was $5. Oh, what? His bonus was $5. He's not having a good time, is he? You've had your luck. I'll give it back, pals. My first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope's really special to me. I'll give it back.
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later.
How could you? That feels like a relevant point. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood. Oh, excuse me. But please make it brief, sir. What do we need to confirm with him? I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Okay. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judge's Trial Exchange Log? It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages.
There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel.
Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu, and it would appear that fried oysters are a favourite.
I have no use for such foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd.
Someone please assure me this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. So I need to... Hang on. We needed to... Was in the hall on guard duty, other than gunshot, didn't hear sign of a struggle. So we needed to... Hold on. The history just then said... I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. So I guess we need to present his testimony. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshots out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yup. Not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You do realise that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Oh. It's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I could even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation. The hallway in front of the defendant lobby is in order. Okay. Oh, it's Kay. Ah, you! What? She just snuck up out and just kicked him in the ass. That wasn't even a small kick. That was a full-on toe punt in the ass. Oh my god. Good grief. Oh! Oh, she dropped something.
How could you not have noticed that coming?
Oh! Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier?
Thanks, that's exactly what I needed.
Kids can sometimes be so cruel.
It looks like she dropped something.
A Swiss roll. Okay.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all I need to of this man. Now for Detective Baden, the judge.
We have to confirm who is correct. It's the judge or is that scruff face, right?
I suppose... Oh, wrong voice.
I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next, then.
I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Okay.
He just got full-on booted up the asshole. That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Okay. Right. So, through to the hallway? Ah, they're down at the end, though. Okay.
So, did you see anything else?
No, I don't think so.
I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation.
Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law.
That'll be all for now. I'll ask you again if you have any other questions.
Any time, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francisca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see, Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma. Ah! I bit my tongue. I will write, Your Honor.
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh ho. Very well then, I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out the detective's exact movements. Okay. So, there's ants here. I feel like these guys are relevant. Wait. There's a bathroom over there. Is that a condom wrapper? What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. It's not the wrapper! Oh, no! Oh! I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there's a litter running loose in this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable.
Ow! It's not like it was I who listened.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
Stop it! Ugh! I can look outside, however I doubt the killer could have escaped through here.
Of course not. This is the 3rd floor after all.
It appears that bars were installed on this to prevent people from falling out.
Bars? What bars?
Can you not see them from your vantage point? Hey, Zach, welcome in. Not too bad, thanks. How's it going for you? Hope all's well. I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. So Francisca's very tetchy about her height. Ooh!
What's the matter?
I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyways, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. I'll be interested to see how, but alright.
Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation of how exactly it is related.
Okay. Ants? The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard, just like these ants.
The same goes for you, Francisca. It's not a new look for Francisca, no. This case takes place a while in the past. So as things stand right now, Francisca is 13 years old. Von Karma is still alive. He's 60. And we don't know how old Kay is, but I think Kay is the same age as Francisca, maybe a couple of years younger, so she's probably like 10 or 11. Let's go down. What is... There's a handprint. The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance.
I can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame!
Hold it!
Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be.
Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench.
I see. And then for knows the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to?
Sir, yes, sir.
I got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to?
Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Give me just a second, guys. I thought I just heard something then. Yeah, it was wife getting home. Okay. Dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar. Okay.
And so you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now he knows the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Okay, and then what is this? It looks like a poo. Gumshoe. Did you poo?
What are these black speckles?
I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
Oh, that detective, he claims that not a single ant stood by him. And yet he is all he lives them.
Ow! What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for that pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts.
Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating.
From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Okay.
Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
Ooh! It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground.
The courthouse must be kept clean.
Ooh! Ants are pouring out of the hole of this bench as well. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants.
Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think we've covered everything here. The ants. That. We haven't cut. There's something that came up as yellow just then. Hold on. Just trying to see if it comes up again. No? I was seeing things. Okay. Let's try and do some logic.
I think the logic might be...
Judge is standing up. You've not seen him this way before? Yeah, so Edgeworth is reminiscing about a case which is possibly related to one he's looking into at the moment. In real time. Yeah, the judge standing up is weird, because, like, look. He's actually kind of short. He's a lot shorter than I was expecting him to be. Okay. So. I don't think we've got what we need yet. Hang on. There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime.
If you could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it?
Francisca, let's not try to rush absolute genius.
He's making a most ridiculous-looking face.
That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose.
I suppose, but to Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. Did the cactus blow up a pink balloon?
Oh! Yeah!
Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. That's a good point, Hades. Alright, let's try that. Let's try this. Oh, you cooked, my friend, you cooked. This pink rubbery substance, I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a pop balloon.
I suppose that's possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
Okay. It's nice seeing a pink balloon around. Okay. Okay. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on. Just a little more.
It's a novum working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue.
Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here.
It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area.
I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
Okay. Just lovely. What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. One packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as this fisto until the end with these. For $6.
They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that's Switzwell the little girl dropped his from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself. Okay. Credit card accepted.
Hang on, there's money there.
There's a $5 bill there. There's nothing unusual about this area.
Yes, there is. Someone's left money there, Edgeworth. Stay neutral as this fisto until the end with these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it was the end of the trial. And I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess.
You can't eat it during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them now is now, huh?
I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it.
Okay. What is it trying to get me to look at here? Hold on. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest, and the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne?
Huh, what a pathetic slogan. No presence at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs. Overruled!
New Mario Party acquired. Nice, nice. I heard that they made the Yoshi sticker a bit less sus. Is that true? Is the Yoshi sticker a bit less sussy now? Because like before, it looked like Yoshi was kind of taking a back shot, if you know what I mean. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. I see.
Objection!
You think your ace detective brought a pack of Swiss rolls and shared it with Kay? Seems that way.
That's Edworth. Wouldn't you agree it's a very clever pun?
Do you really think they put that much effort into the product name?
Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got thoroughly mad, and now I am utterly famished.
If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. Okay. Don't let the prosecution and defense make a ham sandwich out of you.
It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Okay. There has to be something, like, we've... Fast foods and milk. No, it's just giving us options to look at the products. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my vids will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of whip, that sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants. Mouse Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Yeah, I'd rather not have any Phoenix milk if it's all the same. Okay. A few sweet items are for sale. Yeah, I think you might be right, Hades. Dong! These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell us things like that? It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine, I see. Stay neutral as a Swiss until the end with these. 2 for $6, talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway... No, I think this is telling us the story of how they met, because Kay was like, oh, you really don't remember me, do you? And Edgeworth is like, nanny the fuck? Sorry, give me a second, guys. I thought he had some just then. Give me just like 1 second. Hold on, hold on. No, apparently not. Old man's going crazy in his old age. Woo! Okay. Suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. Okay. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate his Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Okay. Oh, how could he not have cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction there. I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Are we looking at the money? Is the money relevant now? I think it is. Hold on. I think the money is relevant. But let me just have a quick look at the court evidence we've got right now. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. I think it's related to the bonus check. Eureka! There is clearly a contradiction here. It's not that. Do you think so? I think there is one. I think there should be one. Do not anger me with the foolish game of semantics, Miles. Ugh. I better look a bit more carefully through my evidence once again. Okay, so I kind of overcooked there. Unless that's supposed to just like show where the money goes in, because that just looks like money to me. Let's have a look at the evidence we've got. You think it's just the Swiss roll itself? It says courthouse special. That seemed too obvious, you know. Alright, let's try that. Eureka! It's not that! Okay, I'm reloading because, like, we've got 2 bits wrong there. Okay. Let's try again. Right, let's have a look through the evidence. So it's not the Swiss roll. Maybe try doing the Swiss roll deduced with the bonus check. We could try it. Oh, yeah, because it's $5 and that's $6. Yeah, I see what you mean now. So where do you get the other dollar from? That's really obtuse. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said until this morning he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well, you may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh! I have no idea you were chasing after me on my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Why is Udgy so silly? Have you noticed as well, he looks kind of like Professor X from the old animated X-Men series. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you'll need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective, Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Being able to talk to Udgy out of trial is a really interesting scenario. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Like, talking to Udgy just casually like this is kind of weird. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho.
Apparently, this judge just doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from that one there. You can. I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Ho ho ho, any time, Mr. Edgeworth.
The judge in the country seemed rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Think we need to speak to Bad now? Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess.
You getting in the way of the investigation.
I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself, plus I still hold investigative authority. Okay. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here.
Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was going to happen. The detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect Von Lone prosecutor visit.
Oh, he looks very angry.
Hold it!
Francisca, I think you need to apologize.
I'm sorry.
I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue.
I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up.
And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad.
Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt him. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside.
And around what time did all that take place?
Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't.
If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? Huh, it's that simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door.
You gotta go, Hades. No worries. You have a good rest of your day. And if I don't see you before, take care. Tomorrow night, I am playing Among Us with Vixiv. So I don't know if my point of view is being streamed or not. I need to work that out with the guys. And then Sunday will be Haunting Ground. Also, if you have a look at my YouTube, there are now some waiting rooms up for next week's stream. So there'll be a schedule coming soon. But you get an idea for what's coming up. And there's a couple of new games coming in. So that should be fun.
The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe.
It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Badge, you also heard the gunshot, did you not?
Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you.
How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene?
Less than a minute.
What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot?
I grabbed the big lug, that was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order.
That makes you to discover it's a crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
Huh. You wave that thing around any moor, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare!
Just joking.
Ugh. Detective Bad is really something to make Francisca behave.
Are we about done?
Is there anything else I should ask him about? So he told us that... I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot.
It was around the end of the recess, when the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums.
So he heard the gunshot right before the trials were about to restart, huh? Okay.
Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. I get the sense that he is someone investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer?
I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine then, be obstinate, for just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist cooperation?
Do as you like.
Okay. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Ah, well I do too. All right, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Okay.
Oh, we're actually in the courtroom.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before Von Karma.
Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I say! Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von Karma with the mischievous prosecutor discussed Manfred. Oh!
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. I wasn't expecting this. Okay. When he said give testimony, I didn't expect we were doing like a cross-examination of the judge. Oh, God. Like talking to Nurse Joy outside the office.
During the recess, I went to the restroom. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, it completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Are you fucking kidding me? I know where Gumshoe was. Gumshoe was sat down. Gumshoe was sat down, and the judge couldn't see him because he was seated. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh! I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. I know, like... I think I see what we need to press on here. So... he completely disappeared. No, he sat down on the bench. And we have his handprint to prove it. And I'm pretty sure that's the play. So let's do it. Should be there. Let's try it.
Objection!
Yeah! That was very straightforward.
What does that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone's giving testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Mas Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honour, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who's the culprit? This party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth bench sawyer has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honour.
Oh, well that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go dirty the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honour, please calm down. While it's true the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor onto the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true.
Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
Huh. It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window.
Oh!
I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then...
Huh. It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even as someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
Huh. Do you finally see, Your Honour? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it!
Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? Okay. It's Udgy time.
I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify there about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
Okay.
Ugh. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honour.
Could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
Oh, I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until now.
Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk... It wasn't a gunshot. It wasn't a gunshot at all. I've just worked it out. It was the balloon popping.
Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honour, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Okay. It's not a gunshot, it's the balloon. It's the balloon popping that he heard. Okay. I see what we need to do here as well, but I'm still gonna not take my chances. So... well, bang of a gunshot. Or... did you hear the loud bang of a balloon piece?
Objection!
Okay. Okay, that was a reach. That was a reach. I'm going to safe scumm my way past that because, like, I got cocky and I paid for it. Okay, so... as I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Okay, now let's have a look at the evidence more carefully this time. Detective Bad's testimony. He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. I still think the judge heard the balloon popping, but I think it's this.
Objection!
What? What? Hold on. It's not that. What? Hold on. I need to scum it even harder now. Okay. Let's check through the evidence carefully then. Let's not get cocky anymore. He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. Okay. Pink balloon found on a hallway window. Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints as he sat down eating a Swiss roll. A Swiss roll. Detective Gumshoe's bonus. Plastic bag with blood. A fountain pen for a left-handed person. Corpses. A knife. A gun. Detective Gumshoe's testimony. Other than a gunshot, didn't hear sign of a struggle. Ha! It's really suggesting to me that the important bit is this one right at the very end. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. It feels to me like the timing is the important detail here. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. That doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked. That's a fair point. I can't argue that. Because if he can't see it, then he can't confirm if the detective is there because he just can't see Gumshoe at all. So that's reasonable, right? I think we need to press. What we've done is we've jumped into evidence without pressing.
Hold it!
In that case, you can see that you were overconfident in your last testimony.
Now, hold on there. I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something. I don't think you know when the prints you referred to were left on the bench, do you? Ooh. While you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting, I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right, I've yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, his Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him.
Hold it!
Okay. As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened? That sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that unknown smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
All right, if you insist.
Because if he says that it's 20 minutes before they reconvene, and that's when he's heard the gunshot, that contradicts Bad's testimony. So now we can play that, and it should be valid, right? Okay. Now we should be able to present this.
Objection!
There we go. There we go.
I cannot allow you to make an objection. What?
Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Egads, I've been overruled?
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
What do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von... Ow!
Instead of biting your tongue, why did you bite your tongue on the... I missed what Francisca said then. On these preposterous names!
Eek!
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Huh! Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you'd need a stepladder or 4 to accomplish that.
Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear in my own 2 ears.
Ha! Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you just say?
Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Oh, here we go. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of the gunshot, we keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. So I was right, I just cooked too early. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
What is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own.
Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. Okay. I want to
to trade these coins with you.
That's it. You gotta go, Zach. No worries. You take care. Have a good rest of your day. And hope your errand goes nice and smooth and quick. Yeah. Tomorrow's stream's going to be later on in the day, by the way. So I think if I am streaming my point of view, it'll be like 7:30 UK time, so about an hour and a half behind when I normally go live. I'll keep you guys in the loop on that point. But yeah, take care. Have a good one. That balloon the girl was holding, it explains everything. Your Honour, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Oh, who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There is still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honour, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Okay. Do we get to move around in here now? Oh, Gumshoe's here.
What is it now? Is it time for trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that.
Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental?
Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologise for an error in judgment on my part.
Your Honour, I don't believe you should apologise just yet. We have yet to prove he's completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so.
What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you're on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
Ah! My vim film check loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I got you, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene in the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. Oh, we actually have to cross-examine Gumfuck. Okay. I came down into this courthouse in Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, till I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honour as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. Okay.
He still sings the same tired tune.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying. It's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Okay. Music's a bop, again. The music in this game is really good. Okay.
Hold it!
So, was it really Detective Bad who called you down here? You bet it was, pal. I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone was out, and this call comes in. I want you down here a 1-minute flight, he said. Well, I thought this was my big chance, my first case, so I'm in a mad dash down here. Although, I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat. So how long did it take you? About 10 minutes, I guess. And what was Detective Bad doing when you finally made it? He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal. Okay.
Hold it!
And by he, you mean Detective Bad, of course. And this being my first time at this courthouse. He also walked with me up to the 3rd floor all the way in front of the defendant lobbies. And did you meet anyone along the way? Well... Just as we entered the hallway, we ran into Miss Yu. When he heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal. So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Bad's. Okay.
Hold it!
Okay. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway.
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well, then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply, I know, it's my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Ow! I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Okay. I think we need to play the, Kay and Gumshoe. Yeah, I see what we're doing here. Left on the hallway bench, Detective Gumshoe apparently sat here as he ate a Swiss roll.
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognise this from somewhere. Yeah, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench? Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that.
Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig!
Ah! I promise to clean up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Ah!
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from front of that door, how did you manage to get to bench 30 with your grubby hands?
Ow! It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything.
Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine.
Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Of course not. I got nothing else to hide, pal.
Objection!
Do you? If only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure that you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you, I'm on it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? I think it's the balloon.
Take that!
What the heck is that? Ah, I knew you didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know. Oh, I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective.
Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective?
I have no intention of falling for his lie, because there was definitely a second person. But if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist. Is it the... Oh, it's... $2 for $6. I think it has to be this. That's the only other thing we've got, isn't it?
Take that!
Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it. You thief! I would never do such a thing. All you lies are the same. You start out as thieves, you're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? Ooh! This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Haha, nice try. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Why is Baby K doing like a Street Fighter? Why has she got a Street Fighter combat pose? I could see Guile's theme going over the top of this. Oh, God. Edgeworth versus K. Round 1. Fight! Hey, don't you do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other, after all. So why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's K.
K what?
K Faraday.
Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not a you. I'm K.
K, you may know. Good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, you should have put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy?
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
K, it appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Ah!
Okay. Now then, K.
She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something.
Take that!
Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Uh-oh. Oh, my. Oh, dear. Your father, he's... Ah, don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Kay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna.
That's horrible. That's actually, like, unimaginably horrible. It's all right. Let it all out. Your father just passed away, after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Straight into the cravat. Honk! Wait, hang on. I need to send this somewhere. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to send a screenshot of this particular moment somewhere. I know it's a very grave situation, but the fact she's going honk is very goose-coded, don't you think?
Ew, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that.
I feel better now, thanks.
Okay, are you going to be alright?
Yeah, I'm already alright.
Somehow I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
Haha, that's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Oh, thank you very much, lady. Ha, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Okay. Kay, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts of criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me absolute favourite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together.
Oh, a promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay?
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Okay. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice. That makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your also heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge, he's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about it? Okay. Ara said that I need to present the promise notebook to Kay for an achievement. So, let me have a quick look at it first, huh? Kay's promises to Daddy. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. Promise 3, always greet people with a smile if they don't know you. Promise 4, never cry in front of strangers. Promise 5, always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure everyone follows the rules. Kay, be a good girl and promise that you keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your Daddy. Okay. I'm going to present this and we'll see. Does it get us an achievement?
It's the promise notebook Daddy and I made. I have to be a good girl and keep all the promises we wrote in here.
May I take a look inside for just a second?
Sure, okay.
It appears there are more than just the 5 I thought there were. Promise 6. If you ever have a boyfriend, you must bring him to meet Daddy right away. Promise 7. Even when you have a boyfriend, never forget that I love you the most.
I certainly don't envy the poor sap she falls in love with.
Okay, that was pretty funny. So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier?
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right?
Ah, you got me.
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister.
Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. That fight pose. Like, it genuinely reminds me of a Street Fighter character. It's like Adon from Street Fighter 1 originally, but then in Street Fighter 4, he was in Street Fighter Alpha, wasn't he? And he kind of has that pose where he's got his hands up like that. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money, and I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. That still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why...
If you bully Kay anymore, I'm going to have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're also already under arrest.
Ow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Sorry about your roughly thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one.
But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
It's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
Oh. I told you something means a gummy. Bowser Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve.
I beg your pardon?
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's, well...
Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why.
So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Will it? Okay. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? Okay. Think. I keep coming back to the balloon, but at the same time, 2 for $6, had no money on him until he cashed this, so he's obviously pulled his money with Kay. He's pulled his money with Kay, not because he was hungry, but because she wanted a Swiss roll. He's basically given his bonus up for a kid. Let's try the balloon piece.
Take that!
This is that piece of evidence.
What are you showing me that for? It doesn't seem to add anything to the conversation.
I don't get what you're trying to say with that. Or do you just like showing it off?
Are you going to give that to me, mister?
I don't feel that the court needs to enter that into the court record this time. Oh. What is wrong with everyone? Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden? Although it's possible that perhaps I made a mistake and that's why. Now then, back to the topic at hand. Detective Gumshoe lied for Kay's sake. Okay. It's maybe the Swiss rolls then?
Take that!
No, it's not the Swiss rolls. Okay. So apparently I'm dumb. Ha, okay. His bonus? It's not these two. I'll try this.
Take that.
No? I don't know. Chat, where are you in my time of need? I don't know the answers to this one. Am I just gonna have to random bullshit go this one? So I don't see what it's trying to point me towards here. But what if he did hear a struggle? But that's not... So we've ruled these three out. We've ruled these three out. I can't work this one out. Which one proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? He's trying to cover up for the fact she was there. Unless her dad would have considered Gumshoe to be a stranger.
Take that.
Mr. Farder in Kay's promise notebook, how does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a foolishly foolish fool's full of a foolish reason for a fool! Ow! Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why. Gummy! At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you up, pal. Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Ah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I went to buy a Swiss roll. I only have about $1, coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you'll get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Gumshoe's theme in this is such a bop. This is the rest of the stream now, guys. This is it. This is the stream. Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate I'll never forget as long as I live, pal. Anyway. Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill when you couldn't see it. So just this once, I forgive you. But that balloon... I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. Huh. Wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe was cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Uh-oh. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, monsieur. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, well, what have we here? What is the child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away.
Uh-oh.
Miss Callisto, that girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know, so what? You think just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot.
I suppose you're right, however...
As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but,
You see? Isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
I have no counter-arguments to that.
Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
But the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right, I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in the law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, Mouse, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation.
I do not like her at all.
So, we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we've yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Okay. To be continued. Oh boy. Let me have a really quick look at something a moment. Hold on. What was this case called again? Turnabout Reminiscence? Yeah, hold on. Let me have a really quick look at, like, how many... Gumshoe... We actually have a relatively large chunk of case to get through at this point. And my voice is starting to go. I don't think I'm going to be able to make, like, the 2.5 hour mark, which I think we'd need to wrap this up. So, let's end up there for tonight, I think. Yeah. I just put my microphone up. What am I doing? I'm still talking. I put my microphone up and I'm still talking. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm going to wrap things up there for tonight, just because my voice is starting to hurt a little bit. I have streamed every single day this week, so I think it would be wise for me to rest my voice and kind of make this a bit of a shorter one, but that's fine. That's fine. We've gotten through like the middle portion of the case, which is pretty cool. So, just to clue you up on what's going on over the next couple of days, tomorrow I have a collab with Vixiv. So Vixiv is the VTuber Expo VTuber Coalition. So that should be pretty cool. We're going to be playing Among Us. And I need to check in with the guys if we're all streaming point of views, or if we're putting points of views on Discord and then having like a particular channel broadcast all of them. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but I'll work that out with the guys. Sunday is Haunting Ground, and then next week, I've already put my waiting rooms up, but we've got the Bathhouse Restored Edition on Monday. I'm back at work on Monday, by the way, so no Tuesday streams anymore. Wednesday is Dungeon Keeper, and I decided I'm going to play the levels out of order. So we're going to play Batizek on Wednesday, which is my favourite level from the deeper dungeons. I also picked up Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, not the remake, the original Nemesis. We'll be playing that on Thursday. And then Friday and Sunday, hang on. I've scheduled Haunting Ground next week for Saturday. Why have I done that? No, it's Sunday. I mean, we're coming to the end of Spoopy Month, but yeah. Haunting Ground is the Sunday game. So yeah, hopefully I will see you guys there for some of that. But in the meantime, cheers for the hangs. Have a good rest of your day. Take lots of care. I will see you soon. Till then.